When I was a couple weeks short of my 70th birthday, I started thinking about my mother's mother, who lived to be 100, and her mother, who lived to be 102, and my father, who lived to be 90, longer than anyone we had ever heard of in his family. I began to think that maybe our generation could be the first to routinely live to be 100. When I talked about this at family dinner one night, my granddaughter, who was 5, said,
"What are you going to do for the next 30 years, Grandpa?"
Hello, I'm Dr. Janet Price.
And I'm Gregg Kaloust. And we are Oldish. And this is our podcast, Oldish.
If you're oldish or know someone who is, please join us every week for conversations amongst ourselves
And our special guests
about what it means to be oldish in the 21st century.
If you ever wonder whether you're getting old, you're oldish. What are you going to do for the next 30 minutes?
Hi, I'm Greg and I'm oldish.
Hi, I'm Janet and I'm oldish. Welcome to our podcast, Oldish Conversations on Aging in the 21st Century. In this episode, Greg and I are together to talk about holiday cheer and what it looks like at this time of the year for all of us who are aging. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Janet. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. And all that means. I wonder what that means for everybody. I know in my own therapeutic practice, I like to make sure to say to my clients that I wish you moments of joy during this holiday season. And I say that very purposefully because, first of all, we get bombarded with all these images of what the perfect holiday could look like, should look like, will look like, if you do a good job, somehow, whatever that means. And it's not realistic. And so many people are impacted by that and then feel like it's not okay and that whatever they're doing isn't working. So I feel like if we can each find moments of joy during this kind of high intensity time, then we're doing well.
Oh, I definitely agree. That's great. In fact, we can be done talking now if you want. That's all the holiday tips that I need because in real life, that's a pretty good approach to life in general.
Yes.
Just moments of joy. And if you get more than that, great. And if you don't get any, we have to talk about something else. But certainly during the holidays, there's an expectation because people say happy holidays. So there's an expectation. And I'm pretty sure that lots of people, including me at various times in my life, have felt like, I don't care if it's a holiday or not happy. Leave me alone. I know that for a lot of people that there's periods of grief where the first holidays or holidays soon after someone has passed or left one way or another, those are tough because the memories are of that person or persons. And if they're not there, it's like, how can I be happy now? But the holidays have a tendency to be tough, I think. And it's relentless. The media and the culture, our culture is just relentless about it's the holidays. You have to be happy. And the best way to get happy is to buy stuff for somebody. And that's a tough one.
Yes. And I feel like talking about grief during the holidays, losses increases as we age. So if however many losses you might have experienced when you were younger, we are seeing around us more and more people that we know and love who are dying. And both people we know personally and the people that we see on the media. So it can be a time of loss and sadness, and because it is often a season for family and family gatherings, family experiences. And so if one or more of your family is not there anymore, that automatically brings up that sense of sadness.
Yeah. The good news about this particular holiday season, the midwinter solstice-related holiday season, is that it's holidays at this time of year for a reason, which is that it's been getting darker and darker and darker. And it seems like the sun may have died or may be dying or whatever, but because it's the solstice, that means that the darkness is on the way out and the light is on the way back in. And any minute now, it'll be spring. And so there's hopefulness, which I think is one of the reasons why the Christians decided that the Christians and others actually think back all the way to the Romans. And prior to that, this time of year was a time for a religious celebration because life is renewing. Here in northern North America, we've made it halfway through the winter. It's not really halfway through the winter, but it's halfway through the cold season, not the calendar winter, which for some reason winter started yesterday, but we're halfway through the cold season here in Vermont, and which means that we're rapidly approaching a new spring, and the days are getting longer. Today was longer than yesterday. So looking around for moments of joy, and joy is a choice, which I don't always remember that myself. Some days I get up and it's like, rah, rah. But joy is actually a choice because almost no matter what, there's a reason in that moment to be joyful should you choose it. That you're alive at all, or that you ever were alive, or that, your loved ones were and are your loved ones, or, the sun is shining, or any one of a number of things in each moment could be joyful. So I'm pretty sure that it's not always an easy choice to make, but joy is a choice.
I was looking up on ChatGPT about strategies for surviving this time of year, and I put in what's a Zen approach to the holidays, and these were some of the things that came up as far as mindful approach, so staying present in this moment. And since I looked this up a couple of days ago, so I've been thinking about it, and in moments where I've been struggling in the past couple of days, I stop and think, so if being in this moment, how is that helpful? And I think that something that's not said very often about what does it mean to be in the moment is that it's not necessarily an exciting, amazing moment, or it's not like the positive moment we might choose if we could, but it's our moment. It's this moment. So if in this moment, I'm suddenly thinking about my brother who died a couple years ago and always was here at Christmas time, to just be in that moment for a little bit and take that moment to have some happy memories of him, or think about, and I might be crying, but thinking about the fun things we did together when he was here at the holidays and other things, other memories. So there's, it's almost like, the lens that we look through at any time in our day. What is it like in the holidays? To what lens are we looking through? Are we looking through, this is horrible, I feel terrible, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm lonely, which might all be true, or this is a moment to look around, like you said, look around for what we can be joyful for, what we can be thankful for. And that's another strategy that was listed, was to be grateful. Use it, have a gratitude practice.
Yeah, and maybe I'd never had this thought before, so this is good. One of the things that I'm always grateful for is that whenever we have a conversation, I learn stuff. And so a thought that I never had before is that maybe this holiday season, which is associated with gifts, and not just in Christianity, but in many cultures, this winter holiday season is a reason to give people stuff. Maybe that what you're giving people is an opportunity to be grateful. So for even the smallest of things. So, if you give me a gift, that's a reason. The gift is a reason for gratitude. English is tough, but the actual gift is that it is a reason for gratitude. That's what I'm trying to say, I think. That's a kind of a complex, convoluted sentence, and I'm not grateful for that at all, but...
Well, there was this advertisement on TV at the holidays a number of years ago, maybe 10 years or more. And it turned out at the end it was an advertisement for a car. But what I remember was it was all about being grateful for what we have. And so it starts out with, it was a woman and a man, they're lying in their bed, all wrapped up. They're each wrapped up. And so they open up themselves, and each person looks at themselves with gratitude. And then they look at each other and feel gratitude. And then an excitement. It's like, this is so amazing. I'm alive. And look, you're here too. I'm so thankful for that. They didn't say anything. I'm putting in all the sounds, all the words. And then one of them jumps out of bed and goes to turn the light on, and there's a big bow on the light switch. And they stop. I'm like, yes, so thankful that I have electricity, that I have light. So it goes on like that. Oh, before they got out of bed, it turns out they have 2 kids. And the kids come walking in. They're all wrapped up. And so the parents unwrap them, and the kids climb in bed with them. And so, it goes on and on like that. And I thought it was one of the most brilliant commercials, because we could all do that. That could be it. There doesn't have to be anything under the tree other than maybe the word so grateful. And that the gratefulness would be, wow, I can turn my electricity on this morning. I get to have a shower, and it's hot water, and all those things.
What kind of car was it?
I don't know. In fact, when I was watching it the first time, I thought, what is this an advertisement for other than being grateful? And when they finally, as you can imagine, I think the wife happens to look out the window, and there's a car with a big, huge bow on it. And it's from her husband, and it's his present, which, does that ever happen? Does someone give their partner a car for Christmas? But anyway.
Yeah. I've never done it, but yes.
Talk about expectations. Okay, Greg. Okay, Janet. Step up your game.
Yeah. Well, there's been times when I could have used a car for Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one. I like that one. And did you say you found it so we could find it too?
I haven't looked for it, but that's a great idea. So when we're done talking, I'll look for it.
Okay. And should we find it, folks, I'll put a link to wherever it happens to be on the show notes when we get around to publishing this, hopefully in the next couple of days, because I don't want to wait till after the holidays to publish our podcast on tips to get through the holidays. Because although that would be something to be grateful for. I made it through the holidays.
Exactly.
I like that. And the being in the present moment is probably the greatest gift we have, period. And so remembering that and feeling gratitude for that, and sometimes it's true. Every time I say that, be in the present, and I say, there are people in the world right now whose present moment apparently really sucks. So maybe that's a stretch, but maybe that they really need to learn the lesson of gratitude, that, no, that's not right. I'm not saying that one.
The only thing I can say about that is I think it is what has helped people through horrendous, unlivable moments, whether it's slavery or Japanese-American internment camp, what's going on right now all over the world. There is no sugarcoating, of course, what's going on. But as we look back, like reading Nelson Mandela's journals and things like that, it's like that is how people have gotten through. And so it's a very interesting, delicate balance of looking out at the world, and hopefully that is an inspiration for us to feel as much gratitude as we possibly can for everything that we have. And there are hard things going on in our own lives that can bring us down, that can make the holidays sad or difficult or painful, or so being able to use some of those ideas to stay focused in gratitude.
Yes. Stay focused in gratitude. So be in the present, stay focused in gratitude, love everyone. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to paraphrase a song, but if you can't love everyone, love the one you're with.
Yes. And there's others in the Zen approach to the holidays. The list included simplifying expectations, which I think also, I'm thinking with the oldish lens. When I was younger and my children were young, I was running around. I had so much energy. I was wrapping presents. I was decorating the house with the kids, trying to make everything as fun as possible. I don't have that much energy anymore, that kind of energy. So it might be automatic that we have to simplify our expectations, but I also think it's something to think about or to recognize we can't do all of that money-wise, energy-wise, distance-wise, for those of us who have family that aren't close geographically. So simplifying expectation and letting go of perfect.
Let go perfect. Good luck with that one.
One suggestion that I thought was interesting and so obvious really is it was called the nature connection. Being out in nature, whether if we had snow, which we don't, cross-country skiing or sledding or just walking out when whatever the weather's like, which can help with just feeling more peaceful and having some tranquility in the midst of the holiday chaos.
Yeah. One of the things that's a symbol of this holiday season is light. And I think it possibly grows out of the darkness of the season, but the light is coming. And so Hanukkah has unexpected light in it. The oil lamp that stayed lit for 8 days. That's unexpected light. Jesus is the light of the world. That sort of thing. And
the star that guided people to baby Jesus.
Yep. Thinking about that light, and light is also a feeling. You can have lightness in your heart. And everybody that you love lights up your heart a little bit. So that's one of the tips that I've used for the last, I don't know about the last few seasons, but for a while I'll sit quietly and just bask in the glow of the light of everyone I love and have loved and just feel that for a couple of minutes. I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good moment to be in. If you're being present, pick a moment like that, because that's really, it's good. And it feels light, So yeah, so that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Maybe that's why we put lights on trees.
Yes, and lights in our windows, and in Sweden, where one of my children lives, the big paper lights, paper stars are in almost every window. Yeah, I think light is so powerful. It's imagery, what it means. And one thing that helps me sometimes is, so here I am, I'm oldish, my family is scattered, but wherever I am, that I can bring light. So, and that's a great strategy for moving away from those sad feelings or discouraged feelings taking over, is like, well, maybe I don't have my grandchildren with me right now. Maybe I don't have my brother who's dead now, but what can I bring to my interactions with others, whether it's at the store, whether it's on the street, whether it is at any kind of gathering? So I think light is so powerful.
Yes. Yes. And Leonard Cohen said it pretty well too. The crack in the world is where the light comes in. Mm-hmm. And that's a pretty good statement of the yin yang symbol too. It's like the circle's got a crack in it. And so some of it's dark, but some of it's light.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on in this holiday season. It's an opportunity to feel a non-regular day. And with any luck, over time, we'll learn to have our regular days like that too.
What do you think are some of the challenges for people that are oldish around the holidays?
Well, there's the inevitable feeling of loss and sadness. Many people that I used to know aren't here anymore. And so that's a challenge. Even if they rang the doorbell, one of the challenges, and I'm relatively healthy, but one of the challenges in my oldishness is that if somebody rings the doorbell and I have to get up out of my chair, it hurts. So I have to make noises. I frequently wonder what it used to be like to be able to stand up out of a chair without grunting. Because the losses as we wind down. But I really believe this. I talked to my father about this. He was getting to be very old, and he just, to me, the way he always looked at me like, I said, what are you talking about? But there's an opportunity sitting in your chair, even if everything physically hurts, and maybe your heart hurts, but there's an opportunity physically sitting in your chair to practice the gratitude stuff that we're talking about. But there are challenges. Should I be grateful that no matter how you look at it, and despite what the intro to our podcast says, I've only got 30 years left. That's way less than I thought I had when I started. And now I'm down to 25. If I'm going to live to be 100, I only got 25 years left. So there's a chance of noticing that with regret. It's like, oh, I've only got X. But I prefer myself to wake up in the morning and say, I got 25 years left. That's awesome. Well, all kinds of stuff can happen in 25 years. That's 3 more cars.
Good point.
That's grandchildren growing up. One of the blessings of my father's life, I know, was his great-grandchildren. My grandmother got to know her great-grandchildren pretty well. They remember her. And that's so, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very special.
Yeah, I'll take that. So, but, there's aches and pains, and I can't run anymore. Because of climate change, I can't cross-country ski anymore. So I fret about that a little bit. But the specific things that require an effort, things like dealing with the losses, the people aren't here. I've lost some friends this year, and it's not that long. You mentioned your brother passed away a couple of years ago, and a year before that, my sister passed away.
Yes.
And something else I think too is it used to be my children at Christmas. We'd wake up in the morning and the kids were there. Somebody asked me the other day about my kids, and I said I really missed them when they were little. Christmas Day, it'd be all kinds of excitement going on in the house and all of that. And I will see my children this year, but they've all grown up and they have children of their own, and they are elsewhere Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And I know for sure Christmas Day, I will wake up and I will feel some sadness because my children and grandchildren are elsewhere. And I will do my best to feel some gladness because where the elsewhere is somebody else's heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a good deal. I know that my children who are not with me are with other grandparents
Mm-hmm.
and with their own families. And that's great. That's what I wanted. I didn't raise my children to be hovering around me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I raised them to be good people with families of their own.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's pretty easy to take that sadness and flip it.
Yes. And add to it so that there's a richness and complexity, which is who we are as humans. So to be able to hold on to that. Something you said a minute ago, I wonder about as far as a really wonderful strategy at this time for all of us that are oldish is you talked about how you would ask your grandfather questions about his past, his life, his wisdom. And that's something that we can bring to holiday gatherings or moments with our families, is sharing some of our wisdom and our experiences. And what is it like to live, grow up, get old, be oldish? And I don't know how many of us think about that and think we have something. This is one of the many things we have to offer as we're getting older. So I want to encourage anyone listening, if you're going to have an opportunity to sit with your children or grandchildren or great-grandchildren, if they're old enough to make sense of these things, and just say either, what would you like to know about my past, or I'd like to tell you about Christmases when I was growing up, or what your great-grandmother would be like if they were here, or what it would be that might be interesting, a gift to our family.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good one. And try to remember that all the children and grandchildren are your children and grandchildren, that all the children in the world are our children. And it's a pretty tough time for a lot of kids in the world right at the moment. And so on the morning of your holidays, wake up and send love out to all of those children who are suffering. In however way you think of that, say prayers or send gifts or go bring somebody down the streets a gift or go feed somebody or call somebody up and tell them or,
Yes, or all of the above. The idea of doing volunteer work, whether it's right now around the holidays or we're heading towards the end of 2025 and for some of us, making goals for the year ahead. That might be a goal, is to help bring joy and caring to people that are struggling.
Yes. Be a light on somebody's tree.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. We could keep on with this probably all through the holidays. So stick around, folks. Jen and I are just going to sit here and talk for the next 8 days. But if you should get an urge, go to our website and leave a comment and tell us how you get through the holidays. If we missed any good tips, let us know. We'll spread them around a little bit. But as long as you remember that the whole point is to love everybody, then I think we're all good.
Yes. So happy holidays to you, Greg.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. And happy holidays to you, Janet. And
Thank you.
I know that holidays are a challenge for you as they are for me sometimes. And just remember that one of the things that I'm grateful for is you. And
you are someone I'm grateful for. And I'm so thankful that we've known each other all these years. And here we are doing a podcast together.
That's right. Yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I can see the sunshine through the curtains behind your head, and I can see that there are sunshines through the window behind my head, and let the sun shine through.
Yes.
Okay. Well, happy holidays, Janet.
Happy holidays, Greg.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Happy holidays.
That's it for now. Thanks for listening. We were feeling some stuff this oldish holiday season and thought you might be too. We're glad we got to the part of bring some unexpected light to someone. And don't forget to love everyone. Upcoming episodes include a conversation with Dr. Michael Guadagnino, author of Fitness Over 50, 60, 70, and Beyond, and a new episode of the Oldish Book Club, in which we read and talk about How the Penguin Saved Veronica by Hazel Pride. You can leave comments or requests for topics or guests on this or other episodes at www.oldish.me. There's a link there, too, if you've wondered how you can help support our podcast. If you like what you heard today, please tell a friend and rate and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts.